Wow, we just got the price, the leaked price in British pounds of the Sony a7R5. It's going to cost a staggering £3,999. That's £500 over the a7R4. Is that too much? And what's the US price going to be? Details coming up, but first, I encourage you to subscribe and choose all notifications so you're kept informed on the latest camera gear, news, and rumors. Sony Alpha Rumors just provided us with the first confirmed price of the Sony a7R5. It's going to cost £3,999 British pounds. We don't know the US price yet, but Sony Alpha Rumors did say that the a7R5 was going to cost between $38.99 and $39.99. So yeah, this price is a little bit shocking when you consider the price of the Sony a7R4. $2,500, or to be exact, $24.99. If it's going to cost $39.99 US dollars or $39.99 British pounds, that's $500 more than the a7R4. That's an awful lot of money for a camera that has the same resolution as the a7R4, 61 megapixels. And it still has CF Express Type A card slots. Is this camera a big deal, a big upgrade to justify an extra $500 or 500 pounds? Well, according to rumors, this camera is supposed to have twice the throughput despite having the same resolution. So a sensor that can process more information that's backside illuminated, a new AI chip, and of course a new image processor to be able to process a whole lot more information. So theoretically, this camera can deliver an awful lot more, better detail, better resolutions. And of course, it's going to start delivering 8K video at 24 and 25 frames per second. That is going to be cropped, but 4K video is going to offer full sensor readout, 9.6K oversample 4K. And the CF Express Type A card slots, while not as fast and not as cheap as their big brothers, CF Express Type B, they still fit the needs of most Sony customers looking at buying the Sony a7R5. And that price of $39.99, whether it be British pounds or American dollars, one thing we have to address, and you already know it, but I've got to bring it up, and that's the high inflation that we've seen across the entire planet since 2020. Yes, 2020 got away pretty easily with a 2 to 3% inflation rate in most countries. Let's try that again, in most countries. But in 2021 and 2022, there isn't a market on this planet, a free market, that hasn't seen inflation topping 5%, 7%, or even as high as 9 or higher percent inflation. And we can see that with all the central banks raising their key rates. Inflation has been a challenge for all of us. Higher food prices, higher material prices, higher everything prices, energy prices, and now higher borrowing costs. So raising the price of the Sony a7R4 successor, the a7R5, from $3,500 to about $4,000 in light of what's going on doesn't seem all that shocking, but more disappointing. But is the price disappointing? Well, that really depends on what we get announced tomorrow. We've got all these leaked specifications that we've received thanks to Sony Alpha Rumors and their triple validation through their multiple known and trusted sources. But until we get the announcement tomorrow, less than 24 hours away, we don't know if the leaked specifications are valid. We don't know the full set of capabilities that this camera is capable of doing, how much more capable it is, the a7R5 over the a7R4. And for that reason, let's hold our disbelief, our shocking at this price, going $500 more. And we saw this with the a7 IV, costing $600 over the a7 III. So Sony is upping their prices. They're no longer the cheapest kid on the block with the most innovation. They now realize that they're a force to be reckoned with, and they're charging a price to deliver the capabilities. Tomorrow we'll know if this shocking price delivers and doesn't disappoint. The Sony a7R5 will be announced October the 26th tomorrow at 10 a.m. Toronto, Montreal, and New York time, or 3 p.m. London time. This is going to be an exciting announcement. And sadly, I've got a really busy day, but I will be covering this news tomorrow. I'm really interested to see what the Sony a7R5 is capable of. But what do you think? Are you happy with this price point? Is it too much for you based on what you know from these leaked specifications we've gotten over the last couple of weeks? Is the price of the Sony a7R5 too much? For those living in the United States with a strong US dollar, $39.99 might not seem that much. But in the United Kingdom that's seen its currency, the British pound, drop over the recent couple of months, $39.99 is an awful lot of money. And euros? What will we see in euros? Will we see 4,099 euros or 4,100 euros, 4,199? Well, we'll just have to wait and see. We're less than 24 hours away from getting an announcement. So if you want to stay up to date on the latest news, rumors, and information regarding all things camera, or specifically the Sony a7R5, go ahead and subscribe and choose all notifications. By choosing all notifications, as soon as I publish a new video like this one here, you'll get notified by YouTube, so that way you can stay up to date on the latest camera news and rumors. So that way you don't have to spend all your time following all the Twitter feeds, RSS feeds, all your favorite websites and YouTube channels. When you're in a rush, when you're in a pinch, go ahead and subscribe and choose all notifications, so that way you can stay up to date on the latest camera news and rumors. But that's it for now. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you again soon.